Tony. Let's have a look at the profile of this moulding. I've got a 3D SketchUp model of the actual thing here. We'll have a quick look around it. So this is basically what we're making. It's a surround to go around a steel frame. I'll explain all that as we get through the video, but basically the focus is on the timber mouldings that we see here around the outside. And that's going to be made up of several different bits of timber. There's a couple of inch boards to make up the back and the top of it, a batten, and then there's the main moulding piece that's got the curved and fancy detail on it, and then another piece that sits underneath it. So hopefully you can see from this drawing how it's going to be made up, and then we're going to jump back into the workshop and take you through the actual process of doing it. These are some really big mouldings, probably the biggest mouldings I've ever produced on my spindle moulder. So I've ordered a couple of bespoke cutters from Paul Cutter Profilers. They arrived a few days ago. I'm just going to get some timber out to suit these mouldings that you can see on the screen now. The flat sections I've ordered 1-inch Accoya timber for. Ideally I want these to be 25mm finish. The boards that have turned up are perfectly straight, and I'm just going to push them under the plane. I'm not going to bother planing them over the top, so that I should get around 24 to 25mm finish on them with a clean face both sides, which is one of the reasons why I love Accoya so much. The big section of moulding is a piece of 2-inch. I'll get that planed up. Then there's just a few other bits of 25mm square section that make up them other parts of the mouldings. So these are the cutters. I'm just going to set the profile out on the end of this offcut of the section of timber that I've made. Right, let's unveil the death machine. Might actually put some goggles on for this one. Really good optional accessory when you buy a spindle moulder is the safety start stick. Ta-da! So I'm just going to give that profile a bit of a sand before I take any of the square edges off. I'm not sanding straight along the grain, I'm trying to go across it just to sand that ridged joint between the two cutter paths and smooth it over into a nice gentle curve. I'm using 80 grit paper to take the moulding ripples out. It doesn't really matter too much about the grit of the paper at this stage because the joinery primer that I spray on it will fill that grain or the grit scratches, and then we sand it out in the next coat. What's really important for me is there's no moulder ripples left on the surface of the timber that looks like it's been machined through a machine. The finished painted moulding is lovely and smooth. Right, so just to get the angles of these cuts to fit it onto the boards, I've screwed a small section of the boarding together as per the drawing with this batten in the right spacing. I'm just going to offer it up to an offcut slice. I've just got it so it looks about right, and put in a little dowel piece here that I've got left over from another job. And that's effectively how it's going to sit on them pieces. So I've drawn around them lines, and I can now take them marks and take the angle measurements and run them on the spindle to get them precisely on these bigger sections of timber. It's a joy to do this type of work. That is beautiful, look at that. That's lovely. Yeah, last cut we've got to do, just take that off. Square there, so that this piece, I've got to make this, but a bit exactly like this, can butt up on that section there. There we go, that's that main section sorted. I think that looks pretty good. That's a nice little cut. Just got to make these little bits up with a quarter round and then join it all together, paint it, sand it. Before we go into this next part, I didn't know whether to release this video and this footage, but I think he would have wanted me to. But Pete, the builder that was helping me with this project and dropping in to give me a lift and stuff, and has been a key player in the project around the build of this house, has sadly passed away during the construction process. So he was helping in this video, and there's footage of him here helping me in this next clip. I'm sure he would have loved to have watched this back and seen himself helping out with the project, and he loved it to bits. So rest in peace, Pete, and I hope you can enjoy it from wherever you are.
Oh no, we're not YouTubing again, are we? Can I just wait till I have my shower? Hey. Slowly. 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 Slow. You're right there a bit.
Great little tip for anyone who made it this far in the video. If you get a old multi-tool blade and some mitre bond, you can put that on there. Glue that to that. Got a bonny little sander for flushing in these joints. I'm really pleased with how that's gone. Beautifully straight down here. Mitres are nice. It's mitred round beautifully. So doing these mitres on the mouldings, but a butt joint on the boards just brings a bit of strength through the joints. That board is a joint here, whereas everything else is mitred here. So just gives a bit of cross ply strength through that joint. So it should be nice and strong. Look at that beauty. It's lovely.
Which way am I going? Right. That door can open. There we go, look at that. Did forget to cork this one here, so do that before the next coat.